Welcome to the Mentally Whole podcast. I am your host, Lauren Green. This podcast is a safe place for us to have weekly discussions about mental health, Christ, personal development, and the tools to live our best lives. Please stay tuned for a new episode. Hey y'all, welcome to another show of the Mentally Whole podcast. I am your host, Lauren Green. I hope you guys are having a great weekend because my weekend has been amazing. So a few housekeeping announcements. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and rate the podcast. Also, in the description box of this episode, there will be a link to a survey. I want all of my listeners to fill it out because I want to get to know my listeners better. And the more I know who's listening to me, the better the content will be. So for our review today, I wanted to review a book called Believe Bigger by Marshawn Daniel. If you've never read this book, you need to go get it. It's on Amazon. It's not that expensive. And she talks about the different stages of life that we all go through. God had gave her these stages like a while ago. As a matter of fact, let me go get the book. So a quote I want to read from her book, Believe Bigger, is, "The worst part about others labeling you isn't the labeling, it's the believing. When I began to believe that I was less than, that belief conditioned my thinking and programmed my self-esteem." So sometimes it's not the labels that people put on you. Sometimes it's the labels that you actually believe. So if someone calls you dumb and you start to believe it, then that will dramatically affect your self-esteem. It will affect what opportunities you take. It will affect what people you connect with, what people you disconnect with. Your beliefs affect your self-esteem. So that quote really leads us into our topic of the day. So our topic of today is called Affirm. And I wanted to share with you guys about this video I watched on Facebook, and that video will also be in the description. So the person in this video is named Rock Thomas. He talks about his childhood and his relationship with his father. He explained that, early on in his childhood, he learned that, if he worked hard, he could get his father's attention. The one way that Rock Thomas and his father connected was through working. So he lived on a farm, so he had farm chores to do. He had, various things to do in the morning as well as the evening. So eventually he gets older, he moves out, he starts working. He didn't really like the environment of his childhood, so he moved out, right? So as an adult, his dad was diagnosed with cancer, and Rock just immediately left everything and went to go be by his father's side. He did everything for his father. He paid bills that his father needed to be paid. He did a lot of things for his father when his father was diagnosed with cancer. So while his father was on his deathbed, he asked his father, did I ever do anything to make you proud? And you would think that his father said, when you did this, or when you started this job, or when you started that, or when you won an athletic game. He could have said anything, but his father said no. I can only imagine how crushed Rock Thomas felt in that moment. Even on his deathbed, he could not identify what his son did to make him proud. So eventually, once his father dies, this is the start of some unfortunate events in Rock's life. So I believe he became a divorcee, and I also believe he went bankrupt because, he wasn't really working around the time that his father passed away. So later on in life, after his father, dies and he tries to put the pieces back together, he gets into real estate. So he starts to work late nights, early mornings, trying to be the best real estate agent that he could be. So his real estate mentor, saw him working late one night and told him, hey, you're awesome and you're doing a great job. And Rock Thomas was so, taken aback by that simple statement, but he never had someone in his life tell him, hey, you're amazing. Hey, you're awesome. He never had someone in his life, tell him that they believed in him. So his mentor encouraged him to do positive affirmations. From that night on, his mentor, encouraged him to do positive affirmations. And eventually it turned into one positive affirmation, and then it turned into another positive affirmation, and his positive affirmation started to come true. So you're probably wondering, what does affirmation mean, or what does affirm mean? So according to the Webster's Dictionary, affirm means to state positively. So you can have positive affirmations as well as negative affirmations. So positive affirmations could be, I am beautiful, smart, amazing. Negative affirmations could be, I am fat, I am dumb, I am worthless. Positive affirmations shape how you think and how you view yourself. It's powerful when you start to believe the affirmations you speak every day. Believe means to accept as true. When you accept something as true, your actions will reflect that. Positive affirmations have a way of shaping your environment, shaping how you feel about yourself, shaping how you view yourself. So positive affirmations are powerful. In the Bible, it states, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they who indulge in it shall eat the fruit of it. That is Proverbs 18:21, and that is the Amplified Version. So my question for you today is, are you speaking life or death? Are you speaking positivity or negativity? Are you speaking health or are you speaking disease? Are you speaking peace or are you speaking anxiety? Are you speaking fear or are you speaking faith? Affirmations remind us of who we are and whose we are, and affirmations also remind us what we are believing God for. And one of the things I know since I've been a Christian is that we have the power to shift atmospheres. We have the power to decree a thing, and so it shall be. So what affirmations are you speaking every day? That is the question that, is very important. What affirmations are you speaking every single day? Because what you say, affects your life. It affects your day to day. And I also found this scientific article about affirmations. So from the study that they did, self-affirmation activates the reward centers in the brain. So when you speak to yourself, hey, I am a masterpiece. I am a work of art. I am God's daughter. I am God's beloved. It increases activity in the reward centers of the brain, and increased activity in the reward centers was linked to a bigger change in sedentary lifestyle. Right? So when we speak affirmations over ourselves, it gets the brain going. It gets the brain thinks that it's a reward and thinks it is a good thing. So this is even more telling of you need to have good affirmations in your life. So for our weekly challenge today, write positive affirmations that you can say daily. An added bonus to our weekly challenge is to incorporate scriptures in your affirmations. So I would love to hear from you what affirmations that you will be saying this week. You can email or you can message me on Instagram about what affirmations you are setting this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys next week.